Hey y'all, it's your girl Alex here, popping in for my quick drops for deep thoughts. I want to talk about the art of forgiveness. So important that we put that forgiving energy back into the universe, even if it's just like little interactions that we've had with people, but it's super vital. Real quick, if you guys are interested in feeding your dogs or even cats some top quality food, the FDA has come out yet again with another claim talking about corn being one of the ingredients they're investigating as part of things that are killing the dogs. You check your ingredient list and it has corn, I would love to talk to you because of the food I feed my pack absolutely does not have corn in it. And I would love to help you get your pet healthier and on their way to a better life. So, the art of forgiveness. This is where we're really getting into not so much like, oh, I did something wrong to someone, but also if they did it wrong to me, having forgiveness towards that negative energy that was put into the universe, right? So if you had like a negative thought, like someone did something, you're like, ugh, just whatever it was, really just heavy negative energy, this will absolutely impact our subconscious, and it could have like little things that we have within ourselves that are just like causing us to react a certain way because we've dealt or we've held this resistance, resentment, all of these different negative energies towards this event, and we may not even realize that we still have these negative, reactions or resentments deep within us. We may not even be aware of them, but they're there nonetheless, right? From these different experiences we've had throughout our life. And so when we start really seeking to forgive just anything that is that has built up that resentment in our soul, right, our subconscious, when we start seeking that, it will absolutely come forward to say, oh, hey, remember this memory of this interaction? And it's just like things you may not even like. It's like you never even remember, right? You not even has never bothered you that you're consciously aware of, right? So when we start focusing on these little aspects and just asking, different areas if we don't know where to start, right? Or start thinking about your relationship with your parents when you were a kid. Sure, some of us made some not so great choices at least once or twice in our childhood, especially in those teenage years, right? Or we made a lot of bad choices. Speaking for myself here, really having to forgive ourselves in those situations, right? Also, too, if someone just did something negative to us and we have a negative reaction, it doesn't matter if the reaction was justified or not. It's just that negative reaction can, in fact, create resentment and hostility and negativity in our subconscious because it's tied itself to our soul, our memories, our physical being, right? Our history, our past, and we have not given it forgiveness to let it go. Right? And so that beautiful power of forgiveness is just, it's so beautiful. But how do we do this, right? And so the first thing to just start thinking about, things that you can remember where you're pretty sure you didn't make a good choice, right? Going back into the childhood of ourselves, start there. And when you start processing these events, right, to the best of your knowledge, start processing these events, the the rest of them will just start coming to you if you sit in that open space, right? Because when you start processing these events, you start sitting with these events, you start not judging, but sitting with what they are, right? Removing that negative energy from the event, pausing and sitting with it in a non judgmental way, and then just loving the event, right? Loving yourself in that event and your journey. If you're the one that made the negative choice, right? If you were the cause, right? Loving and surrounding yourself with forgiveness or forgiving the person who did wrong to you, right? Because forgiveness at the end of the day is not about the other person. If they were really horrible to you and all of these things, right? That doesn't, that doesn't make what they did not have happened, right? Not canceling the event in any such way. It's not making this event somehow less real or somehow less that it happened, right? That it even existed. It doesn't do that by any means. But what it does do is it removes the negative energy, that negative power, right? You're separating them, you're detaching them, you're taking your power back if you have been wronged, right? And you're not judging it, you're just sitting with it. And you're then able to forgive and love that event. Not saying that you accept, like, say you were abused, right? Say someone was horribly abusive to you. You're not saying that that behavior is appropriate, but you're saying, I forgive it so my soul, right? Our soul can heal. Our soul can be more complete. Our consciousness can begin to become more whole. And any of those resentments or those little things that are still kind of lingering, right? We can physically feel better so that we have a more positive, energetic field around us because we don't have these resentments eating at us anymore. Because we've forgiven them, loved them, and let them be on their way. We've detached from them. We stopped connecting and giving energy to them, right? That beautiful art of forgiveness where we are able to let go emotionally and just let it be, right? In that non-judgmental, loving way, really coming to it. And if it's hard at first, that's okay. Just keep trying, right? You journal what comes up, journal what you're feeling, journal what memories come up. What are some things going on where these negative energies block out, right? Did you tune them out so that you don't have to think about them, or maybe like that's a very real self preserving mechanism, right? That our brains actually do. They'll block out traumatic events. But when we start doing our shadow work, when we really start figuring out what makes us tick, what really sets us off, you know, because it may not be something this person particularly did, but rather something they may have said or done that triggered a past memory that maybe we're still holding on to that resentment, right? We're still holding on to that negativity, even if we're not aware. Okay. When we start seeking for the understanding, start seeking the knowledge, we start seeking to have anything that's unresolved come to the surface, it will find you, it will come if we are in that open, receptive mindset to receive this memory. And it's not going to feel good. It's not going to be glorious all the time. But if we allow ourselves to process the negativity, we can then move through the acceptance, that love, and we can forgive to heal our soul and help kind of create this more intact, whole being. And when we schedule that time for our meditations, or really that time for us to be able to go within, this is another great topic to start exploring yourself. Because when we have, it's called shadow work, as some people call it different things, dark work, shadow life, things of that nature, right? There's three different things out there. But it's this really confronting the dark of our souls and our being, so that once we confront it, we face it, we can process it, and then we can move forward into what we were called to do, into that light, because we're not being hindered as much by these negativity, right? This negativity that's really eating away at us. No, 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 no. We are able to heal and step into our own. And we are able to go forward, right? Into what we were called to do, because we're not living with all of this negativity. And it might be heavy, for a period of time, but it'll get better. You just got to keep at it, right? And make sure you're doing your self care. Always have that mask on first. Always be able to come back to your self care, your self center, be able to mentally bring yourself grounded and back to earth, and be able to be self centered. You're wanting to jump in on the 30-day challenge, and you still have it going on for the binaural being. The connection, or the episode that talks about that musical connection and healing on a very cellular level is in the description. And I would love to be able to chat with you guys about it. If you have any questions, we do have social media groups going on. It's going on until January 20th, where if you sign up for the survey, you're basically giving me consent to send you a survey meant to stay anonymous, to where I can get your feedback and see how it helps you. This is all about cellular healing, healing at your soul level, really creating that positive mindset when we step into our new day. And I'm excited to get everyone's results. until next